A lot of people are asking me to speak about Fight Club because I have not been communicating as much as you guys would like me to, because you know that this is a brand that was essentially started by me, right? So, This is Fight Club is a channel that was created based off of me trying to make sure that I help people to stay in a house. Maybe even, I think it was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I created a channel called This is Fight Club, but it wasn't initially a channel. It was just me, and I didn't have this name. It was just me saying, and I was on a live stream, and I said, listen, y'all, I got a bad feeling about tonight. I think that you guys should stay in the house. I got a really bad feeling about something. Instead of you guys going out, how about you guys do a late night work session with me, right? And so I was on my Anton Daniels channel, and I created the work session, and I said, all right, I'm gonna work late into the night. I usually work late into the night on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays on the weekends. I'm gonna just do a live stream. You guys can come in and kick it with me, and we just gonna have a good time. I'm gonna let y'all get y'all thoughts off. And so, I threw my house coat on. I worked for a few hours, and we was popping, right? And then it was some people that were bag chasers like Brittany and Aaron and things like that. And I would look up, and they would still be in the back even after the stream had ended, and they was out there having a good time, and they was talking with each other all night long and stuff like that, right? And so I was like, yo, why y'all doing it back there when y'all could just do it online and just include everybody as a part of it? And even if I'm not on there, you guys could just have fun and just do it. And then it transferred into Brittany recommended that we do breakdowns when I was on Lapeef after the show and things like that on a Friday night. And we was using it for that. But they were still doing it on the Anton Daniels channel. And so I was letting them use my platform in order to stay in the house on the weekends instead of being out in these streets, having a conversation, letting them fight it out, and just having a good time. So basically it was just like a little club. You know what I'm saying? It was like a club that we had all came together. And then when I started saying, now, you know me, I just be talking junk. And I said, well, the first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. And so I would laugh about it, and everybody would laugh about it. And so it just kind of took on a theme of its own. Fast forward a couple months after that, I'm not on the platform. I'm knocked out. Actually, I was over in Miami. It's funny because I had flew down to Miami with my family, and I was getting up in the morning in order to make sure that I got out of there, and I had to take care of some business because I had to catch an early flight to go and take care of some business. I wake up and my platform is down. The Anton Daniels channel is completely killed, right? And so I'm like, what the heck is going on? And this is for a lot of people that don't know how Fight Club has started. I'm giving you a little bit of insight of how we came up with the platform and how things just organically turn into whatever it is, right? So obviously I had already went through this with the Lapeef network, so I knew that I was already going to get the platform back. I wasn't tripping, but it was down for a few days. I think like 3 or 4 days, maybe 2 or 3 days tops. So I was going through the process. I was still uploading on the Millionaire Morning Show channel, and eventually I got the platform back. And so in order to make sure that it never happened to the Anton Daniels channel, again, because channels with a little bit more visibility and subscribers and stuff like that, they tend to, if you have something like Porn Bombed, which it had got Porn Bombed basically, and that's how they took the platform down, we were letting everybody up just based off of, hey, are you a good person? Cool, you can come up on the platform. And then somebody brought up there, and then they bombed the platform, right? So that's how it went down. And YouTube basically had a zero tolerance policy for showing stuff like that. But obviously they realized that it wasn't anything that was a part of my fault. And so they gave me my platform back. I didn't have any problems. And so I decided to create its own platform. That way I could secure myself from it. And it had grown into its own brand. So we named it This is Fight Club. I leveraged my visibility, and I continued to promote it. It turned into an incredibly profitable platform, and it made a ton of money. And throughout the years, over the 2 years that we've had it, we've innovated the product to where, we created a bounty system and stuff like that. And most of those ideas, I would say that 95% of the ideas came from people that were participating on a platform like Aaron and Brittany and things like that, right? And so, again, throughout the years, we've evolved it. We switched it over from being an all-night stream with no limits to just being with under 12 hours. We evolved it, and then we did a debate show on it, and that went pretty cool, but I didn't really care for it because it took up a lot of my time. We evolved it over into chopping it up into 3-hour segments as of recently, probably within the last few months, and that went well. And then we took me off of it and let it turn into its own entity to where it had its own logo and stuff like that. And so it's evolved over the years. And then people ask me, well, Anton, why did you decide that you wanted to kill the platform? And this is the thing that we've come to today, right? So for multiple different reasons. The first reason is YouTube has changed. YouTube has changed significantly in that YouTube is now having a stricter policy on certain things and conversations that go past what they deem to be good for conversation and live streaming on their platform. And when I've observed different things that's happened in other content creators, even though it's not necessarily associated with me, it necessarily being on my platform could also affect what it is that I got going on over here also, right? And so that was the first red flag to me, is that I have to take a holistic look at things and look at things from a business perspective. And although a lot of people saying, oh man, Fight Club ain't the same that it used to be, we can't curse anymore, Anton is putting rules, I put those rules in place in order to protect the platform, because I know that if anything was to ever happen to it, you wouldn't have anything to say and you would just move over into the next content creator and nobody would ever care about it, right? And so I pay attention to things and I have to look at everything from a business perspective, because I am the person that then oversees and I have to pay people and I have to make sure that everybody get their paychecks at the end of the month. Regardless of what you think about it, I have to make sure that everybody get their paychecks. So as long as you stay a very, very, very small platform, you're not really affected. YouTube will let you do a lot of different things because they're not really paying attention to you. But as you continue to grow, you get more visibility. And then at the same time, that starts to become a lot more, it affects the brand more than you know, even to the point to where a lot of the monetization for that channel, majority of the videos were not monetized because I couldn't get them monetized because people refuse to do the right thing, and you cannot control people. And you say, hey guys, you guys can argue, you can cuss a little bit or whatever, but just don't threaten each other. And then people would go on there and they would do whatever it is that they want to do regardless. They would go on there, they would threaten each other, they would have separate live streams exposing each other and doxing each other and all of that. And then I would come in and say, hey guys, we need to evolve, we need to change, we need to be better. We need to be better. And you can't personally attack people. This is not what the platform was created for. It was created as a space for you to get out your energy, for us to have debates, differences of opinion. But I didn't create this for you guys to actually be trying to ruin each other's lives. I didn't. And so that was another red flag. The third red flag was it seemed as though it started to affect the people that was running the platform. Aaron largely never took a day off. He always was there. The people that supported the platform, Cheeky, Sway, Thanos, Brittany, all over the years, they've all been supportive in different things. But the reality is that my goal in the summertime, because I knew that by the end of the year, I would probably have to kill the platform. My goal in the summertime was to get all of my people that was a part of the platform that did have other platforms enough visibility to where they can carry the torch and continue to make money on their own. My goal was to, at the summertime, I took a holistic approach personally, and I had some conversations with some people internally, and my goal was to build up the platform enough to where other people like Aaron, like Thanos, like Cheeky, like Sway, whoever it is that then leapfrogged off of and branched off of all of the things that we created with Fight Club, for them to be able to have a sustainable platform to where they can make as much money as they want based off the amount of effort that they put in, but that I gave them the visibility using the platform in order for them to create a brand for themselves. I have to look at it from a business perspective, but I also need to plan for the future. So at some point, I started disappearing a little bit more. And then you've very rarely seen me on a platform because I wanted them to be able to have their own brand and for people to not be there just because of me. And they are. They're great at what they do. Aaron is great at what he does. Fatty is great at what he does. Jay Prince, you see him all the time now. Cheeky got his own channel. Thanos is over there doing his thing. Now, I can't help what happens after that, but you cannot say that I have not been or leverage my platforms or leverage what it is that I do in my time in order to create visibility for everybody else. You can't say that. Whatever happens at this point, everybody has the ability to fish and everybody can do whatever it is that they want to do. And whatever happens after that is on y'all. Several people leverage the platform to create their own, create more visibility and all that. So people have now the ability to be able to eat on YouTube, and it's dope. But at some point, you got to realize that something has ran its course. It cannot continue to go in its same iteration, and any watered down version of it will not be the same thing. It's not going to be the same thing. The last straw, because I planned on carrying it throughout the end of the year, was that somebody tried to bomb it again a couple weeks ago. No, last weekend. They tried to bomb it again. And so I woke up. I get phone calls all throughout the night. And the fact that I can't sleep on the weekends because I'm always on alert. And I always got to have my phone not on do not disturb, not on sleep mode, because I got to make sure that I'm available just in case something happened. People call me. And then I get a phone call, as usual, right in the middle of the night, thinking like 2 o'clock in the morning. Anton, the platform, they trying to take. I said, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. It's too taxing on me as a person. It's too taxing on the people that had to go without sleep for other people that don't care about the platform to try to use it that way. It's sad that we can't have anything that everybody can use just based off of integrity, and then I had to make a pivot and do things a little bit differently. So me and Aaron talked, and we came to the conclusion that it was best to kill the platform, and that the last show would be last Sunday. And so videos that are currently available will be available probably for another few days. I will be taking that down, and then I will be repurposing the platform for something completely different that's going to be new in January of 2024. All right? So that's the story of why we decided to do away with and go into a different direction with Fight Club. It just was not worth it if you're looking at the long-term business prospects. And I think that it ran its course. I think that it did what it had to do. And it was good while it lasted, but you have to know when to fold. You got to know when you won. You have to know when you won. And if you try to milk every single thing out of it, you're going to find yourself in a bad space as a result of it. So whatever Aaron decides to do with the name, he is more than welcome to do something with it if he decides to do so. But I have now evolved to where I have to move on to bigger and better things. God bless. I will not be doing any more panels outside of the panel that I do on Monday night. And that's it. It was good while it's lasted. We had a great run of over 2 years. We made a lot of money as a result of it. So many people ate. So many people was able to benefit as a result of it. I mean, we had months where Aaron and Brittany was busting down crazy money. And when I say crazy money, I mean 5 figures monthly. It was months where Aaron and Brittany was busting down 5 figures. That's a fact, though. It is a fact. Brittany made a ton of money. Aaron made a ton of money. They was killing it. I was transparent. You've never heard Brittany or Aaron or anybody that's ever worked for me ever complain about whether or not they got paid or whether or not they made the lion's share of the money. You never heard them ever say that I stiffed them. I always gave them access to the platform to look at the analytics, look at the numbers, look what was working. I gave them the lion's share of everything that they made. And so they got a lot of money. They made a lot of money. Hopefully they saved a lot of money. And then you got to move on, baby. You got to move on. So shout out to everybody that got a bag and shout out to everybody that bust down a bag. That is basically what happened with Fight Club. All right. I mean, they was cranking out some money. And that's for real. So hopefully everybody can leverage their platform. I hope that everybody does the right thing going forward and that they don't let their platforms be turned into something that is going to be toxic or is going to prevent them from being successful as YouTubers going forward. All right. So that's what happened with Fight Club. It is no more. The platform will then change into something completely different. I can't wait to reveal that to you guys. And it's not going to be a group platform. I'm not bringing anybody else in. It's just going to be me doing something specific. And I think that it's going to be really, really great for the general public. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to try something new. All right.